Welcome back to another explainer. Okay, let's dive into this because today's topic is, well, it's something every single one of us deals with. We're unpacking the metaphor of the pebble in the shoe and what it teaches us about mental resilience. So to start, I want you to visualize something with me. Just picture yourself walking down a long, winding dirt road, and the ground beneath you, it is completely, densely covered in stones. Big ones, small ones, rough gravel, literally everywhere. But you know what? You're just walking right over them, step after step, completely fine, just making your way down the path.
So here's a question for you. Do the stones on that road actually bother you? I mean, really think about it. When you walk outside, maybe on a gravel path, a rocky hiking trail, or just a normal, uneven city street, do the hundreds, maybe even thousands of pebbles you step on every single day actually cause you physical distress? Does just the sheer presence of rocks on the ground completely ruin your commute?
Well, not at all, right? We traverse all this rocky, uneven terrain with absolute ease, and we do it precisely because those stones remain on the outside of our shoes. That's the key. Our shoes are acting as this perfect barrier. The thick soles protect us, so those external obstacles, they just don't register as pain. We can walk for miles and miles and barely even give the ground beneath us a second thought. I mean, that is this physical status quo of our everyday journey. We are literally built to handle the rough road.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because imagine you're out there, just enjoying that comfortable walk, and suddenly you take a slight misstep. The color of your shoe shifts just a tiny bit, and one single, solitary little pebble manages to bounce up and slip right past your defenses. Literally just one. Out of the millions of rocks on the road, one tiny pebble falls right down inside your shoe and settles perfectly right under the heel of your foot.
Ouch. I mean, suddenly, your entire walking experience completely changes in a fraction of a second, doesn't it? You feel that sharp, piercing little point pressing right into your skin, and you've got all your body weight pushing down on it. It's awful. That sudden, intense pain immediately halts your comfortable progress. You instantly go from smoothly navigating a whole road of rocks at a brisk pace to just wincing and hobbling, all because of this one tiny intrusion.
And this brilliantly illustrates a really fascinating paradox. On the one hand, we have hundreds, probably thousands of stones on the road. They are literally everywhere, covering your entire path, and yet they cannot stop you. But on the other hand, we have just one tiny, almost microscopic pebble, but it's inside the shoe. And that one little rock stops you absolutely dead in your tracks. So the sheer volume of all those external stones is totally harmless, but the outsized, honestly paralyzing impact of just one single internal stone, it's massive. Think about what happens if you try to just, tough it out. If you ignore it and just keep walking with that pebble in there, what happens? Well, first, every single step becomes incredibly painful. You start shifting your weight around, walking in this totally unnatural way just to avoid the pressure. Second, because of all that accumulating pain, you simply can't continue for very long. It just wears down your endurance. And finally, your overall journey becomes significantly shorter. You eventually have to stop or just turn back entirely, all because that tiny physical problem has completely drained your momentum.
So the crucial point is this. We aren't just talking about shoes and dirt roads here, are we? No. This is a metaphorical mirror. Our mind works the exact same way. We are pivoting right now from the physical realm of, a walk in the park, straight into our everyday psychological reality. Because the mechanics of the shoe and the mechanics of the human mind actually share some astonishingly precise parallels.
Let's apply this comparison to our daily lives. All those stones on the road, they represent all the external challenges, other people's opinions, and the daily problems that constantly surround us at work, at home, everywhere. The external world is just naturally filled with them, but they don't have to hurt you. The real issue, the genuine pain, well, that only starts when we allow a negative thought to slip past our boundaries and get inside. That right there is the pebble in the shoe.
So let's define what these internal mental pebbles actually look like. Take a moment and see if you recognize any of these in your own current journey. Fear, doubt, anger, jealousy, the looming dread of failure, or maybe intense self-criticism just setting up camp inside your head. Are you walking around carrying any of these right now? Because just like a real pebble, they might seem super small or totally insignificant to an outsider, but when they are locked inside you, just constantly pressing against your mind all day, they cause tremendous distress. And man, the toll these negative thoughts take on our minds is heavy. They make every single decision painful, right? Causing you to endlessly second-guess yourself. They slow your progress down to an absolute crawl. They completely drain your daily energy long before the sun even goes down. And ultimately, they prevent you from ever reaching your true potential. Carrying these internal negative thoughts around is just flat out exhausting, and it perfectly captures that heavy, bogged down feeling of leaving the pebble in your shoe. Naturally, when we feel overwhelmed like that, human nature dictates that we try to fix the entire world around us. We complain about the road. But here is the absolute truth. The solution is not to remove every stone from the road. I'll say that again just to save you a lifetime of frustration. You cannot fix every external challenge, and you cannot control or change every single external opinion. It is literally impossible. Seriously, just let the relief of that statement sink in for a second. You do not have to pave the entire world just to have a smooth walk.
Instead, you've got to look at where your power actually lies. The real solution is simply to remove the pebble from your shoe and the negative thoughts from your mind. You have total autonomous control over this. You can stop walking for a moment, reach down, identify the specific negativity that is causing you pain, and actively choose to pull it out and toss it away. You're clearing the way for a much, much better journey, but you're doing it from the inside out.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is the crucial next step. See, you can't just have an empty shoe or an empty mind. You have to replace what you took out with something better. Once you discard that internal negativity, you must intentionally fill your mind instead with hope, with purpose, and with confidence. You actively swap out the things that drain your momentum for the things that actually provide a solid, comfortable foundation for your next step. And when you do that, wow, the return on investment for your mental wellness is nothing short of incredible. Look, life is always going to have challenges. Those external stones on the road, they aren't going anywhere. But without that internal pain holding you hostage, your journey becomes longer, it becomes so much happier, and it becomes far more meaningful. Clearing out those intrusive negative thoughts radically transforms how you experience your daily walk. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this really powerful thought. Don't let a small negative thought become the pebble that limits your life's journey. The next time you feel yourself slowing down, next time your mental energy is just drained and every single step feels way harder than it should, ask yourself, are you hopelessly trying to pave the whole road? Or do you just need to empty your shoe? Which mental pebble are you finally going to toss aside today?